Episode 186. It's two fat dicks talking shit about their week. This isn't a good angle for you. This face on.
How?
Look how wide you are. You're better when you're at a slight angle. You're just sitting listening up here. 1990. See, when you first that 1994 was tiny, mate.
There's a new Papa Bear.
186, the hashtag show. We've got a lot to talk about on this episode. We have to start first of all with some sad news. Darius Dinesh.
Oh, mate, before that, welcome to the adventures of Fat Tits and Six Pack. Fat Tits and Six Pack. One has fat tits and the other one thinks he's got a six pack and a beard. Yeah. I was thinking, what about that for a new jingle?
I love it.
I was driving back from Dumfriesshire yesterday,
and
I whacked on the radio again, and it said Darius Ganesh, and I was like, I know that name.
Nobody told me you'd be so beautiful.
Hit me, baby, one more time. Poor guy, man. He's also right off the bat, you know.
Suicide.
I think that suicide and the fact that maybe he's aware that his fame's dead, because these guys are chasing fame for the start, aren't they?
But how sad is it, man?
It's very sad.
Well, I mean,
I'd like to know more about it, but
I know, but you're not going to get to know. But his family's fucking old school money in it, proper upper middle class, so they'll know that none of that will get in the papers. Do you know what I mean? It'll not be fair.
Even if it's suicide, somebody's going to get a bung and they'll tell it was accidental slashing the wrists.
No, I imagine it's probably OD, didn't it? If it's anything, but it just shows you, like, it's. I find it quite sad, man. When so the missus messaged me this, and like, "You're not going to believe it. It's fucking Darius is dead," and I was like, "It's no flashed up on the phone, because normally you get like breaking news." And I was like, "Fuck's sake, the poor guy's not even breaking news, man." And then as soon as she said that, I was like, "Was it an accident?" She went, "I don't know. Yeah, it's found in the house." And I was like, "Well, suicide's done selling." And you're going, like, all these people who are like, I'm not saying fame hungry, right? Because that's not fair in the guy, because he obviously had a great career, because he had that bit at the start where it was like the Paul Pildo stuff and it was a bit mad and a bit desperate. But then he turned it around and he was in the West End, and you know, he was making a life for himself.
He was married to her at what was that sexy alien film that she came down and she ate men? She bred.
Keep talking.
And then ate men.
What?
And he married her. She was
married a belter.
Aye, but she was in a pure sexy film. No one of the films you're growing up, you're like, if that was real, right, and she was an alien, and she shagged you and ate you, I'd still be right in a bit.
Quite happy.
I'd be happy, man, Scott. As soon as the guy came inside her, she turned into this big alien and ate him. It was like there's about three of them, and the full premise was she was just hot as fuck.
That's why I never come inside him, brah.
That's why I always pull out of Paisley in the fear of I'll turn into an alien and eating me, consuming me.
You know that if you come inside me, I'm going to eat you. Is that right, Henry? Lick us off your chin now, yeah, I'll take it.
Next up, Paisley train station. Gets you turn into a stickleback spider and try to munch my death.
Gotta hurry up and come. You know I can only come if you say now, pulling up to Paisley Gilmore Street. So hurry up and say
it. I'm coming. Wait a minute. Are you an alien?
Aye. Hold on. Are you an alien, Mum?
No, Johnny. Fuck me. All right then.
You lying cow. Aye. So like it's. I think now about the amount of people now, like young people, right, who are like influencers, right? Or people who are creating these jobs where there's no, I don't know if there's a future to it, or if there's no substance to it. What I'm trying to say is there's no actual talent to it, right? I think, right, I'm getting myself, because it's still early in the morning, I've not woke up. I watched 2 documentaries about Elvis, right? Because I was so annoyed at the Elvis movie.
I've not seen it yet, but my daughter went to see it. She said there was some good bits in it, but it was 3 hours long or something.
It's 3 years too long. And it's also Baz Luhrmann's made the only Elvis movie that Elvis isn't the main character. Like, because the main character is the Colonel, Tom Hanks.
Aye, because Tom Hanks is in it.
Elvis is a side story, right? I also heard a weird story about Tom Hanks going off on a tangent. So apparently Tom Hanks writes letters to all his cast members. You heard this?
No, but it kind of sounds pure Tom Hanks, doesn't it?
So when Tom Hanks first, so they were obviously filming it in Australia, right? Because Baz Luhrmann's a mad fucking nationalist or whatever, and can't film any movie outside Australia. Tom Hanks arrives in the fucking holding pen, right? The hotel, wherever they're staying.
Well, I mean, he's only films his films in Australia.
Well, he's Australian and everything he fucking films it in like,
so you mean like, one for the money, two for the show, three to get ready and go, man, go.
I don't you step on my dingo shoes.
Oh, well, money.
I'm like, see when I heard he filmed in Australia, I was like, how can you film an Elvis movie in Australia? And it just sums the cunt up, right? So he arrives in the hotel where they're all staying, Tom Hanks and the boys playing Elvis, and the boys playing Elvis gets into his room and there's a typewriter there. With a letter on it typed up by Tom Hanks, and it's in the voice of the Colonel. So he's sending him a letter pretending to be the Colonel to Elvis. It's typed up and it's like, my boy, this new technology, we can communicate easier. And then he writes him a letter back as Elvis on the typewriter. And then they start, so he says to send 3 or 4 letters typed up on this typewriter in order for them to try and get the characters together. And I'm like, you do sound like a right pair of fucking benders, man.
This isn't in the movie. This is actually how they did it.
This is real life.
And you know what as well, what kind of in a weird circle of life, it was actually Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump that taught Elvis how to dance. Do you mind that?
What? Oh, in the movie, right? Okay,
aye.
Oh, right, sorry. I thought you meant real life. Aye. There you go, mate. There you go. Mate, that's the fucking...
Some films are real life.
Mate, that's the fucking Illuminati, my man.
Well, is he no in Illuminusness? And he's like a bit of a fucking pedo.
He's pure illuminated, isn't he? He's like Illuminas, manas.
He went to Epstein's island dressed as Woody the Cowboy.
How do you think you need just money or do you think you need influence to be in Illuminatus?
I think you need money. Obviously, they're not going to let me or you in.
But what what it is, boys, right? Hear what it is, right? What about, see, like one weekend, right? We just forget about all the wains and we get like sexy hookers in.
No, I'm sorry, guys, we can't do that. Oh, come on, man.
Boys, listen, right?
I'll make £20 here. I'll burn the lot. I'll burn the lot, man.
Hear me out, lads, right? I've got a mad idea for the next Illuminasos meeting, right? They're all going, how is he even in here? Like, he's the head of the Green Brigade, man. He's fucking connected. We've got him in here. How about, right? Hear me out. Now, don't shoot me down. See, instead of like 10-year-old birds, how about 18-year-old birds? How does that sound?
Take the heat right off our backs for a start, brothers. And look, another thing, right? See, instead of like making the next meeting in the Trump Towers in Vegas, I'm a bit busy, short for cash. What about the Kilwinning Miners Club?
Listen,
right? Get the Illuminationist down there, right? See the price of a pint? You get change out of tenner for a round of 6, my man.
I was like, boys, I've ever heard of a place called Ardrossan. There's a cracking civic centre in Ardrossan. £50 cash deposit. They'll put on a buffet for 100 people.
It's just a finger buffet, but some of you cunts might like that.
It's me, she's a finger buffet. So apparently he put a typewriter in so they could all talk to each other. But my point being, so I watched 2 Elvis documentaries, right? Because I was starting to listen to the songs again. And some of them are a wee bit shit. But like some of them are like the poppy songs at the time, and some of them are, I think some of them are fucking brilliant, right? When you actually listen to the lyrics, Malok, and you're like, holy God, man, Elvis was actually a fucking artist, you know? It wasn't just a hip thruster, you know?
Well, he never actually wrote a lot of them, so he was like just cherry picking tunes. I think at the beginning he wrote a few of his songs, didn't he?
Aye, but what I'm thinking about is literally now the world we live in, the time that we exist in. Talent is arguably the last thing that is needed for success and fame. When you think about when we were kids, every single person who was famous for their art was an incredible talent up until that point. And now we're at a time when fucking people can just go on TikTok and go, do you know what? I'm no fucking happy. I tell you something, see that fucking guy. And then they got a million followers and they've got an agent and a manager, and you're going, what are they promoting? What is this? What world am I living in here?
Just selling bullshit.
And then you get people like Darius, who had a talent in his voice. He was a great singer, a great chanter, Malaka. But couldn't he detach himself from that fucking fame hunger? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people just just can't be content with what they've got.
Well, also, some folk on the bubble for fame. You know, when they maybe finally get it, they realise that they can't deal with it.
I think they're the ones.
You're Kurt Cobain's in that, my man.
They're the ones that chase it so much. Do you know what I mean? The ones that when they get it, they can't cope with it.
Was the Darius guy? Was he no? I remember I read some. I was in like Hairdressers or something like that, and it was a magazine, and he was in it not that long ago, and he was talking about his career, like almost like a introspective of his career. And I thought that's a bit weird for a young boy to be talking about, like almost like his life. But in that, he directed a few films as well. I don't know much about it. I'm not really interested, but I just thought to myself, that's a bit of a weird kind of summed up his career, like, pictures of him. And I was thinking, what's he selling here? Is he just trying to stay relevant and in the press?
I know, man. It's just, I mean, it's a shame because he's only 41-year-old.
Aye, well, that's
I mean, that's
maybe it was some day. Maybe it was some day he was 40th, and it was just him looking at something. But that was 40, man. 41. That's nothing. You're still a pup, really.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you're 50, right? And I'm 38, and I've got to know in my mind that fucking life's done. Like, I'm more than halfway through, and I know it's stupid. I know I'm going to get to 50 and
Mate,
go.
Your size 15 is halfway mark. So you're doing well, mate. You're on bonus time.
If I can,
You're laughing because it's true.
I'm in extra time, brother. Know what I mean, as soon as my left eye goes blind, that's me out of here.
As soon as you chop my left leg off with a diabetes, man, I know my time is up.
That's, mate, see, when I lived in that flat in Easter Road, there was a fucking woman that used to kick about one leg, right? Obviously fucking died. She was a monster, man. But the one leg that she had was on a kind of splint, so she had like an electric scooter, but it was just straight in front of her, like a joist.
Oh,
or
right.
like a joust, and she should just fucking go in corners at 30 miles an hour with a fucking good leg and just take cunts.
Charging into folk.
Mental. But 41, man, so fun deed in the house. Clearly, I mean, I don't know the details, but I would imagine it's suicide. But it's a shame, do you know what I mean? Because, it a fair set of lungs on the big boy. You know what I mean?
Getting back to the Elvis story, right? I was kind of thinking there what you were saying when you started talking about talent. Now look at this. Just step back for a wee minute, right? And you're going, it's amazing that that Queen film introduced a whole new era or generation to the music of Queen. And they're probably thinking the same thing. This music is going to introduce a whole new generation to the music of Elvis Presley and keep it going for another generation, because it's just things have changed so much now. It's almost like film or whatever. Something needs to be a blockbuster to get kids' attentions for them to get in the music. Because I picked my daughter up and her and my pal were saying, first they came out with a couple of facts and all that. She said a cracker. Was Elvis friends with Malcolm X? And I went, I don't think so. She went, well, there was a black man in the film he was friends with, and then they said Malcolm X had died, and then the black guy wasn't in the film. So I don't know, I've not seen it. Anyway, what I'm trying to get to is it maybe the greed of the record companies that are financing these films to advertise the back catalogues to keep making and exploiting money from the artist?
No, I wouldn't think so. But I think the difference will be finance. I think they've seen in the past. One of the best, School of Rock with Jack Black.
Yep.
So the AC/DC.
I've not seen that, but I know the film.
Well, AC/DC when they're going to release their music. So see, to use music in a film, you've got to approach the owner. So
of course, I use a record label for the use.
Exactly. So AC/DC won the game of it because AC/DC don't put their songs in movies, right? Just they're not having it. So they did this huge big. They basically filmed the movie, right? And the final scene is they're in a Battle of the Bands contest, but they filmed this plea to AC/DC with Jack Black saying, please let's have, this is a film about music, it's about rock, without you it's nothing. And then they send that to him and they went, do you know what, this fucking Black Jack guy looks all right, man. Yeah.
For a white guy.
I've seen him in a movie where he was a mad Mexican that was fucking brilliant, man. A Mexican wrestler. Sancho Pancho.
Nacho Libres.
Aye. He's pure balling his bum cheeks dead tight. And I was like, yeah, this big fat boy's a good laugh, man.
How's
so
the
they
rest
gave
of
it
that
in.
mask going?
Whereas now I think, see if you own the rights to the Elvis estate, I don't know who owns it, right?
It's
Probably
Pamela
Michael
Armstrong.
Jackson. It's probably Michael Jackson.
Aye, Michael Jackson bought it up. Is it no Priscillis?
It's Michael Jackson's alive, brother.
Paul McCartney's mate.
So I imagine fucking Baz Luhrmann's like, "Good day, mate. I'm Baz Luhrmann. I'm going to make a movie about Elvis." No, like, you're going to make a movie about Elvis?
No,
You're
like,
Baz Luhrmann.
What's he saying?
Have it. And he's like, "How much for the music?" Like, mate, have it for free. Have it. Oh, we can't do that. I'm telling you, mate.
No, there's no free.
Why?
There's no free.
Exactly.
Mega doing this.
But Mal, exactly what you're saying there. Whereas in the past, they may have been reluctant. Whereas now you go, wait a minute here. I own the rights to the Elvis. I'll let him use it in his movie. And suddenly, tens of millions of people start buying Elvis songs again. And I make every penny off that. This cunt makes nothing.
No, well, that here is, but you're talking like, oh, right. But what you're missing is greedy publishers. So they're going, they want to do an Elvis movie. There's millions getting put into this. They can afford the soundtrack, because without the soundtrack, it's nothing. And here's my question to you. Was it the real Elvis tracks, or was it the young boy singing it?
Oh, in the movie?
Uh-huh. I bet it was I bet it was cover versions. I bet it was cover versions. So was the young actor singing it, or was it the original Elvis recordings?
I think it's him singing.
Go on together.
I think it's him singing.
Suspicious mind. And we can't go, and I can't grow hard together if you're an alien.
I think it's the boy singing.
I get off at Paisley. Na, 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 na. I come on your belly.
I want that would be a good. That would be a good
let you
comparison.
Clean it up, my lovely.
Who's been the best, like, singer in the film where they've played the guy? Because obviously that Efron Targaryen guy, he played Elton John and he sang in the movies. Joaquin Phoenix played
Johnny Cash.
And he sang.
Was a great.
He sang it. He was a fucking great singer.
Mate, Joaquin Phoenix is an incredible actor. He's probably one of my favourites.
He's up there. I just don't know. I just think
one of the names I don't understand, but still.
His mom and dad were mad hippies, weren't they? Because that one was called Phoenix.
Aye, Phoenix, Arizona.
I always think like him and Shia LaBeouf are two of my favourites.
Aye, but
I think Shia would
Phoenix
be a good laugh
is maybe a
to
wee
hang
bit
out
more
with.
prolific.
But I think Joaquin Phoenix would be intense. I think he'd just be sitting like, "You all right?" Constantly, "You all right, mate?" I'm fine. Like, you freak me out, my man. Whereas Joaquin,
he's also got a wee head on his forehead, didn't he? You'd be looking at it and it would just winking at you.
Mate, what was it like playing the Joker, man? Talk to me.
Oh, hey, see, they're making a follow-up.
I know.
To the Joker and some woman's. I'm going to say some woman's for.
You know, well,
so is it somebody's playing Harley Quinn, but it's the Joaquin Phoenix franchise making a follow-up.
Do you know that
it doesn't sound like Joaquin Phoenix's would they, but you know.
No. Do you know that they've made a new Hulk movie called She-Hulk?
No, I've seen the clip. It's on the Disney Channel. It's a series, you know, and there's only two folk that watch that: Wayne's and Pervy Dads.
No, Wayne's in fucking ultra-right feminist groups. Because see the trailer, mate, where she's like, "You don't want to make me angry." Like, "Oh, you don't want to piss off any birds because you're turning out the Hulk, but you can't fucking crack it with a joke, can you?"
And she's not just a dumb bitch, she's a attorney at law. She's a superhero and she's an attorney at law. But wait a minute, she's going to save the world, not just on the battlefield with her big fucking green fists. She's going to save it in the courtroom. She'll get her day.
Exactly. If she got a big pair of crack green tits, because that's all.
This is a help film. I want to see her on the scud. I want to see I want to just see that big green minger.
Aye.
A big green growler.
Don't make her angry. Hey, what's she got to do? A fucking big green fanny will rip right out her trousers, my man.
I want to see her fanny lips lifting fucking weights. Just imagine her just hulking down on a fucking dumbbell and just grabbing it with her fucking mud flaps.
Imagine
just lifting it back up.
The boyfriend comes in, can you open a jar of pickles? Can you open these pickles for me, She-Hulk?
Right down to the snack.
Like, tell me I'm a cow. You're a cow. Then the big green fucking minder. There you go.
Right, slap me. What? Slap me.
We're never getting this open unless somebody spits in my face.
You get two options. If you want this pickle jar open, slap me or spit in my face. Go.
Do you know the real reason why they're not making another Hulk movie is because, you know, Edward Norton? Well, Edward Norton, the actor, he owns the rights to the movie, so he's got the rights to it, and he has to play the Hulk. And what is it? Is it Marvel or whoever the fuck makes this bullshit? They don't want him playing Hulk because the guy who plays Hulk in the multiverse is a better Hulk.
He's a he. If there's ever a guy destined for a role, it was him, wasn't it?
So that's
he
why
brings the kind of depth in the.
That's why they're no making any more Hulk movies because Edward Norton owns the rights to it, which is
Hulk
mad,
movies were grim. The one with him in it, or did he do two? They were all right, but
no, they were shit. With Edward Norton, they were shit.
They were shit. But who was the one in it before? There was one done with. I don't know if you remember this. Before the Edward Norton one, there was a Hulk movie done before him that everybody forgets about, and it was a stinker.
Someone was CGI'd, wasn't it?
Aye, it was horrible, man. At least with the Edward Norton thing, he fought that big Psycho Hulk with Tim Roth playing it.
Who's pish?
He's back in some other film playing that character.
I like the original Hulk TV show that had the bodybuilder.
Oh, Lou Ferrigno.
A big guy covered in green paint. He was great.
And he wore flip-flops, green flip-flops. Beautiful.
I liked him, and I liked the guy who plays it the new, who's actually a fucking really good actor. Is it Gruffalo? Is that his name?
Aye. Buffalo Gruffalo.
But so Edward Norton owns the rights to me, so that's why it's not going to be a.
I didn't know that, but and then it just shows you how much of a cunt he is if he's no geeing it up. Because for the good of the actual fucking franchise, take a cut and shut the fuck up, Ed.
Exactly.
Here, this is the ultimate super movie hero, right? What they should do is make like an Avengers ensemble of all the old 70s ones. So you've got Lou Ferrigno as a Hulk. Mind that was it Bruce Lee done the early Spider-Man, or it was some other kind of. Well, it was rumored to be Bruce Lee, but it probably
some other junkie.
Some other kung fu guy.
Aye.
Yeah, put a mask on him. Somebody else did the talking.
When they're in the suit, his name Albert.
So they'd be Lou Ferrigno as a Hulk. They'd be Bruce Lee as Spider-Man. There would be who's that? The guy's dead now, who plays Superman.
Oh, Christopher Reeves.
Christopher Reeves is.
He's going to come wheeling
in with a cape in the wheelchair.
I just laughed so hard I farted there.
So you could put a really terrible ensemble together.
Who played? Oh, Adam West was Batman.
Aye, and Robin. Stick the gay Batman and Robin, right? What I'm sure there's others. I've ran out, but them just turning up on like one of the multiverses, just like going, "Hey guys, we'll help," and they're just like, "What the fuck are you going to do?"
I can't.
I've got a utility belt.
I can't get my head around the multiverse thing. It's too much going on now.
Oh,
I'm not a big enough comic book fan to like. It feels like it's homework. Even see when I watched the new Star Wars bullshit, the Boba Fett bollocks and the fucking all that crap. Even that, I was like, I don't know enough about I just like to watch a film for escapism. I don't want to have to sit here with like a fucking dossier and go, yes, I'll cross-reference that back to the, because everybody kept putting up stuff about the what's his name, Ewan McGregor, fucking
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. So I watched that. I'm just watching it for Darth Vader to turn up. That was the only reason I watched it.
Well, but there's the things, I think, especially with these Disney franchises, you're watching them in the hope that there's something good's coming. And like you don't want to miss it in case another film gets released and you don't know what the fucking backstory is. I've gave up on them. I done about 2 episodes of Obi-Wan, just went shite. The Boba Fett one, the Mandalorian, I thought was shite. Then it got good towards the end. Then the Boba Fett one, I gave up halfway through because I just thought shite. It should have been the first one. Because I was like a huge, obviously a load of folk. Boba Fett was one of my favourite Star Wars characters. But all these films are terrible because they're just, it's because Disney bought fucking Star Wars franchise off George Lucas for trillions and billions, and they're just fucking rinsing it to get their money back and then some.
But what I mean
it's
is
just
like
capitalism, my man.
How can they not have Christopher Nolan direct them and make it fucking scary and adult? It's because it's Disney, so it's like all PG and bullshit. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. Well, I was watching all the Marvel ones and enjoying them, and then that multiverse thing, Doctor Strange, I just gave up on that. But what I did like this new Spider-Man one. I thought that was really clever because it's so many different stories going on, but it held them all together. Then you go to that multiverse one, and it just seemed like a mess, and I just fucking lost interest. And now, like, if there's a new Avengers things come out, I don't really give a fuck, to be honest.
I don't know if it's just you get older and you go, I just want to watch World War II black and white films now. I don't know what happens
if it hasn't got Hitler in it or Jewish Wayne's greeting, it's no for your dad.
There's no a bit of, that turmoil in it.
I watched a film the other night, right? Because I'm doing the thing again where the new films that are out there now are decent. So I'm watching old films. And now I can't remember the name of it. And it's got fucking what's his name? He's in Sexy Beast. He's the bad guy.
Ray Winston.
Oh, a girl. No, the bad guy.
Oh,
you'll come back to London.
Aye. What's Terence Stamp?
No. What is his fucking name? Played Gandhi.
Gino DeCampo.
No. Sounds like
He played Gandhi. They played Gandhi. I know who you're talking about. I can see him and everything.
God,
everybody out there screaming at the fucking their phone or however they listen to the show.
He's in it, and he plays a Nazi who runs a concentration camp, right? And he's on the run in Argentina.
Schindler's List?
No, and a group of Mossad agents are sent to get him. And they find him, right? But they've got, because obviously this is back in the late 40s and 50s, so they've not got technology in them, so they're just looking at photographs and they find out it's him, and then they don't know if it's him, and then they capture him and they're trying to interrogate him. And mate, the film is fucking spectacular, man. It is
an old one or a new one?
No, it's an old one. Well, no, old, but like
what's the name of it?
I can't remember the name of it, but I will get the name of it and I'll tell you. I know, but it's honestly, it's brilliant. And see at the end when he just realizes, do you know what? Fuck it, and just turns and just tells him everything. You're like, you fucking cool. But it's so good, man. It's such a good, but it's just great actors, man. Know what I mean? Great actors doing a great movie.
But on the flip side of that, you watched that amazing film. I watched and fell asleep during it, but that's what happening with me in the news. See, like, it comes to the end of the day, I sit down to watch a film, and it's very rare that I will fucking stay awake all the way through it.
But then that shows you the quality of the movie as well.
And it's almost I'm putting them on just to nod off because I know them no. So I watched it was a Day Shift with Jamie Foxx, the kind of vampire hunter.
I went to go and watch that last night, and then I thought to myself, I can't do this now. I need to.
Some of it was all right. I get the humour in it, but
again, do you know, just see when I saw the trailer for that, right, and then Snoop Dogg's in it, I just think I feel as if this was just made over the weekend.
Well, I was just like that. How fucking big is Snoop Dogg? I never knew he was fucking 8 foot tall. He's fucking huge.
But then is that because Jamie Foxx is a wee toty guy?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe he's a midget. And then, like, as the day with like, Tom Cruise and all that, all the rest of the cast that they hire are midgets. So he looks bigger.
Did I tell you that thing about Tom Cruise about 33-year-old?
What? He's 33?
The guy's name is Ben Kingsley. Of course it is.
Ben Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley.
He plays like aristocrats or psychos.
In
one of the Marvel films as well. He played the Mandarin in one of the Marvels, which was quite a clever twist on it. He was like a fake bad guy. He was just like a YouTuber. Aye.
Ben Kingsley Nazi movie.
He played the Gandhi.
It's called Operation Final.
Yep.
And
he's basically Gandhi working for the Nazis.
15 years after the end of the Second World War, a team of top secret Israeli Mossad agents travel to Argentina to track down Adolf Eichmann,
All right,
Nazi officer who it's a true story because they did capture him and they brought him back to Israel when he was tried, and it was like it was broadcast all around the world.
They should have got Captain Tom. He should have maybe just went out for him on a one-man mission.
That's true. But mate, honestly, like, see if you are looking for something, it's on Netflix. It's called Operation Final, and it's a fucking spectacular film, man. Spectacular. Anyway, so Tom Cruise, right, when he's not in fucking Millport doing the sexy time, his last 4 wives, right?
4 wives, man.
So he marries them when they're young.
Does he give them the gift of child?
And then see when they're 33, mate, divorce.
Well,
so the first wife married.
Must be some tax break in it.
33, divorced. And then it was Nicole Kidman, married when she was in her 20s, divorced her at 33. Then that mad psycho for 80210, whatever, married her in her early 20s.
How's she a mad psycho?
Because she's weird, man. She's weird. She's she's just a weird looking bird.
Right.
Divorced her at 33. So they're saying it's some mad Scientology thing, man. We just got to look at it.
Also, there'll be some clause in it.
Spoiled, mate.
See, once a woman's after 33, she gets off your money. What?
But do you know what? Yeah, he's no rang, baby. See when a bird turns 34, fucking cuckoo. So he's like, get the fuck.
Aye, their fanny starts tasting different. Like Tom's like that. Get them out, gets a fresh one in.
I couldn't imagine anything worse than fucking Tom Cruise going down on you. Looking down to see that wee face slabbering away.
Soon as I go to work to be film Mission Impossible and I'm smelling my fingers, my tea break, they're out. They're out. Go to smell our peaches.
You got a lot of salt in your diet, hen. Would it kill you to have some pineapple once in a while?
That's the last time you're eating asparagus at any fancy restaurant when you frequent.
Many fucking kebabs you had this week. Jesus Christ. Nicole.
I can smell the garlic in your farter.
33 bins them at 33-year-old. So if there's any women out there who are 34 plus thinking that you've got a chance with Tom Cruise, you haven't, because the Scientologists are like, no chance, 33, done.
I think it was Seth Rogen. It was talking about when Tom Cruise was actually seriously looking to do a comedy film. So they met Seth Rogen and is it Adam McKay? They two work together. Anyway,
who cares?
And he goes, they were going to meetings with him over a period of 2 years, and they get quite close with Tom Cruise and stuff.
Right.
And they said his last meeting, they sat down, he's like, hey guys, if you would just let me talk to you about Scientology, it would blow your fucking mind. You would be like, what the fuck, right? And Seth Rogen's saying it. And he goes, I'm sitting here with Tom Cruise. I want to work with him, do a film. It's Tom Cruise. He goes, there was a silence. He goes, and I'm thinking, is this it? Do I say yes? And then that's me. My life's over. I'm in Scientology. And he goes, and I'll be honest with you, I probably would have said yes because it's Tom Cruise. He goes, who the fuck? He goes, he's the fucking greatest actor in the world. He's talking to me. He's telling me about Scientology. He goes, I'm just about to say yes. And the guy he was with just went, we're good. You know, if we could just start talking about the movie, right? And he goes, I've never been so relieved in my life.
I bet you.
He goes, and then I started thinking about it. Wait, he goes, obviously, all Jews bring in the Jewish angle. He goes, I'm Jewish. I would never sit down with somebody and go, can I just talk to you about Judaism?
I know.
And after it, you'll be like,
holy shit.
The fuck? Holy shit.
I tell you why you go holy shit at the end of it, because that's when they turn and go, right, you need to give us 40% every year.
All your earnings.
Holy shit. Exactly. I told you you'd say it.
Basically, right, what it is, you go clear, we take 40% of your money, and then you have aliens inside you. What the fuck?
So this is the end of the scum section of the show, and I want you all to come back because I've got something to talk about to you, Mal. It's a news article, and it is the first transgender model to walk the New York runway. And the model is 10 years of age. So we'll be talking about that in the next section. If you want to listen to the rest of this show and get every single episode unedited, the full version, go to the Patreon, patreon.com/the hashtag show, or go to the website, hashtagshow.co.uk, and follow the link, sign up. You can become a hero for $4 and get every single episode unedited. Until then, stay a scumbag or become a hero. The choice is yours.
The choice is yours.
Shalom.
But I think as well, the 30 minutes is past. This is actually a 40-minute recording, and I cut it at 30.
Well, maybe just cut it at this point now.
We'll just give him a wee extra couple of minutes.
Since I've done that sales pitch.
Aye.
Bye,
well, listen, jump over to the old Patreon. And
I mean, you're giving them more here. You're giving them more now.
Yes. Well, give them a wee bit more, Scott.
Goodbye.
Please sanitize your hands.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Good night. Okay. Great. Good night. I love you. Okay.
The hashtagshow.co.uk